Being an MMO, Wuthering Waves has a variety of weapons with quite a lot of lore hidden in them. Today, we're going to be talking about the different kinds of weapons. This video is going to have a lot of me yapping about the different kinds of weapons, as well as a lot of reading, so feel free to just use this video as background noise. The state of database I get my information from might not be most up to date, as I don't have any friends that got into the beta, so everything in this video might be different in the actual game and or future updates. But enough pre-talk, let's get to the weapons. Wuthering Waves has 5 types of weapons in total: broad blades, normal swords, pistols, gauntlets, and rectifiers, all of which have different sets with different rarities. While I go through this list, you'll notice that lower rarity weapons all share a name, while higher rarity weapons can, mostly, only count to a set by description. Meanwhile, so far, the only 2 character-specific weapons aren't of one set, but you can obviously tell by design and description who they belong to. I'll go from lowest rarity to highest for a total of 12 sets, so get some popcorn. The training set. With a whopping 1-star rarity and a really special design, it makes it clear quite fast that this was a mass-produced weapon for an apocalypse. Its passive is also quite short and merely reads, increases attack by X. The description for the set to match are also really short, reading, these weapons are designed specifically for training and teaching, offering only the basic features. I can imagine these were used to quickly prepare new soldiers for the apocalypse, so no valuable weapons or materials had to be used. There are currently no other 1-star weapons in the game, so let's move on. Next up is the Tyro Set. Its design, especially the sword hilt, kind of gives me CSGO vibes. With it also being the only 2-star set, its passive is the same as the 1-star set. The only thing that sets the set aside from the 1-star set is that it has a slightly longer varying description. Each weapon, as with future sets, has its own description to some extent. The general description is, a weapon designed for novice resonators, contains a power not to be underestimated under its simple outlook. Meanwhile, the weapon types themselves are described as the onset of pinnacle pursuit, the birth of revolutionary tides, the inception of valiant venture, the dawn of enduring endeavor, the origin of universal genesis. I don't want this video to get too long, so for future sets I'll just read the general description if there is one, and leave the individual descriptions on screen for each weapon if you're interested. Next up are the 3-star sets, still sharing a name and slightly better design. Let's start with the Of Night set. Adorning one of the nicer designs in this lineup, each weapon is already starting to have its own passive. Trust me when I said in the beginning that there's going to be a lot of reading and I'm gonna rate my throat dry. I meant it. Broadblade of Night. Within 12 seconds after the wearer enters the battlefield, attack is increased by X for every 2 seconds up to 4 times. This effect is reset 6 seconds after 4 stacks are gained. Sword of Night. Every 12 seconds, the wearer gains 6 stacks of Oath-keeping. Upon entering the battlefield, each stack of Oath-keeping increases attack by X up to 6 stacks. 1 stack is removed every 2 seconds. Additionally gains 6 stacks of Oath-keeping upon defeating the target. Pistol of Night. When the wearer dodges or dashes, attack is increased by X for 8 seconds. Stack up to 3 times. Gauntlet of Night. Gains 3 stacks of armor after releasing Resonance Liberation, whatever that is. Each stack increases attack and defense by X up to 3 stacks. Loses 1 stack when receiving damage. Rectifier of Night. Healing effect increases by X when basic attacks or heavy attacks deal damage for 8 seconds. Stacks up to 3 times. Can be triggered once every 0.6 seconds. The description for this set reads, may victory prevail the lasting night. Next up is the Voyager Set. Adorning a lovely piss yellow for not losing it, according to the description, while luckily all having the same passive rating. When using the resonance skill, recover X points of resonance energy and can trigger X times every X seconds. Apparently, they all are for different roles of an explorer group. The general description reads, these weapons provided by the Pioneer Association with bright colors, not easy to lose, hard texture, can cope with various extreme environments for a long time, and are very popular among the explorer group. The Explorer group must not have good taste then, cause that yellow is ugly. It's a crime. I know it's supposed to be for like not losing, but honestly, just don't, just keep it at your hilt or whatever, just don't. They could have made it pink too, anything but piss yellow. The next set is Originate, which, while all sharing a passive, can't really be generalized. When entering the battlefield and triggering a concerto effect, I have no, I couldn't tell you. Attack is increased by X for 5 seconds. For our last 3-star set, we have the Guardian set, which, not Legends of Zelda, is more implying of a guardian as the description will read. We have the same passive again, reading, the damage of the resonance skill increases by X. Luckily, they all share the same description, reading, the first Jinshell Magistrate, in memory of the mysterious person who helped defend the border and built the city, created the Guardian series under his guidance. Today it has become an indispensable cornerstone of new weapons. So, Guardian kind of referencing that person. The weapons from this point don't share a name anymore, and are only identifiable as a set by design and description. Starting with the first set, which is honestly the prettiest out of them all in my opinion, the Aerial Phenomenon themed set. Being a beautiful shade of blue, the set was apparently based after some sort of phenomena in the sky called the Alien Star. We got aliens in this one? I mean, if you look at the enemies, they're kind of aliens, but naming a weapon set after what I'm guessing brought the apocalypse. I didn't play the story, so I wouldn't know. But if the Alien Star brought upon the apocalypse, bringing aliens with them, I mean, I guess it's still pretty, so it doesn't matter. Helios Cleaver. The character's attack increases every X seconds within X seconds of the character's appearance. That's a lot of X's. Take a shot every time I say that. And can be stacked up to X times. When the number of layers reaches X, all layers are reset within X seconds. I mean, at this point, you might as well take a shot every time I say set in this one, because you'll be blackout drunk by the end of it. Lunar Cutter. After the character appeared, they gain layers of Oath effect. They have a lot of things named Oath. Each layer increases the attack by X and can stack up to X layers, can trigger X times every X seconds. The status decreases by X layers every X seconds, and when the target is defeated, it gains an additional X layers of Oath effect. Nova Burst. When the character dashes or dodges, the attack increases by X for X seconds, stacking up to X times. Hollow Mirage. After casting Resonance Liberation, I still don't know what that is, you get X layers of the Iron Armor effect. Each layer increases attack and defense by X, can stack up to X layers, and each time you take damage, it decreases by X layers. Comet Flare. When dealing damage with basic attack or heavy attack, the healing bonus increases by X, lasts for X seconds, can be stacked up to X times, and can be triggered X times every X seconds. Next up is another set of mass-produced weapons, but this time for seasoned warriors instead of novices. These have numbers? I'm not gonna read the numbers, that sounds stupid. Broadblade. Attack is increased by X when HP is above X. When HP is below X, restores X HP, when basic attack and heavy attack hit a target. This can be triggered X times every X seconds. I'm guessing that this refers to like a if HP is above 50% sword. When HP is below X, the damage of heavy attack is increased by X. When heavy attack hits a target, restore X HP. This can be triggered X times every X seconds. Pistols. When the character is not damaged, the attack increases by X every X seconds, stacking up to X layers and lasts for X seconds. When damaged, it consumes X layers of status and restores X health to the character. Gauntlets. When dodging or dashing, the attack increases by X. The damage caused by the dodge counterattack increases by X and lasts for X seconds. When the dodge counterattack hits the target, it restores X health to the character and can be triggered X times every X seconds. Rectifier. When entering the battlefield and triggering a concerto effect, attack is increased by X for 8 seconds. Huasu Academy has independently improved and developed the first set of highly practical, high-performance gauntlets based on the previous source energy weapons, representing the care and warmth of the Academy, stable and lasting. Honestly, if you have to call your own Academy caring and warming and stable and lasting. Some sus shit is always going on. just some sus lore shit, you know? The next set was made to directly commemorate the Midnight Rangers comradeship. I do really like the design of this one too. I really like the waves, though I can't really tell which weapon here belongs to which character, as many of the main casts we know as of right now do belong to the Midnight Rangers, though none of them, maybe Alta, I don't know, match the design? Dauntless Evernight. When HP is above 80%, attack is increased by X. When HP is below X, hitting enemies with basic attacks and heavy attacks restores X HP. This effect can be triggered once every 8 seconds. Commando of Conviction. When HP is below X, damage is increased by X for heavy attacks. Hitting enemies with heavy attacks restores X HP for the current character. The healing effect can be triggered once every 8 seconds. Undying Flame. Attack is increased by X every 5 seconds while the character does not receive damage. Stack up to 2 times, lasting for 8 seconds. Taking damage removes 1 stack and restore X HP to the character. Amity Accord. Is that how you say that? Attack is increased by X, and parry damage is increased by X for 8 seconds when dodging or dashing. Restore X HP when hitting enemies with parry. Can be triggered once every 6 seconds. Jinshou Keeper. When casting intro skill, which is when you switch into the character, your own attack increases by X. HP increases by X, lasting X seconds. The universal description reads, a weapon designed to commemorate the Midnight Rangers' vigilant protection for the Jinshou. The next set is also quite pretty. Themed after ginkgo leaves and seemingly being slightly rusted, the set has a general description and passive, so let's get to it. Autumn Trace. After the basic attack or heavy attack hits, the character's attack increases by X, the defense increases by X and lasts for X seconds. It can be stacked up to X times. Looming Gloss. After casting the Resonance skill, the damage of the basic attack and heavy attack increases by X and lasts for X seconds. Thunderbolt. After the basic attack or heavy attack hits, the damage of the Resonance skill increases by X for X seconds. It can be stacked up to X times. Stonard. After casting the Resonance skill, the damage of your own Resonance Liberation increases by X, and the effect lasts for X seconds. Augment. After casting Resonance Liberation, the self-attack increases by X, and lasts for X seconds. Honestly, out of all of these names, I think Stonard least fits. I get that it's a gauntlet, but like, guys, come on. I haven't even read the description, but I can already tell you this is supposed to be a ceremonial weapon set, so no. This weapon is the ceremonial weapon used by the Jinshou Magistrate of Huanglong at the inauguration ceremony. The golden ginkgo leaf pattern represents that Huanglong should be like ginkgo. Although it is left alone in the world, it is still prosperous and long-lasting. Again, we have another long-lasting description for this place, question mark? I'm guessing they're describing themselves as long-lasting because they survived the apocalypse, but still sus. I'm sus of everything on it. Finally, at the last 4-star set for now, the last set all have music-themed descriptions and a universal passive. I'll be reading the descriptions for this one, as the passive is quite short. The universal passive reads, for every resonance skill used, restore X concertor energy. Can be triggered once every 20 seconds. Discord. A descending adagio. I hope I totally butchered that, but hey. This broadblade dominates the battlefield with the power of discordance. The curtain never falls on a masterpiece. Scale Slasher. An ascending crescendo. This enchanting sword effortlessly cuts through anything in its way, like a glorious prelude. Cadenza. An ascending crescendo. These pistols unleash bullets with the force of thunder, tearing through the heavens like a symphony of destruction. Mercado. A descending adagio. These gauntlets pulsate with the power of surging waves, shattering anything in their path like a deadly hymn. Variation. A descending adagio. This rectifier opens up an insightful window into the situation, changing the tune of the intense battle concerto. I don't really have much to say about this set. It's very themed about your switching ability and refers to it as music, like a play that you're doing, I think. I don't know jack shit, but... Onto the only 5-star set and weapons currently in the game. If you got into the beta or just watch people gacha, you've definitely seen some of these. There's only one 5-star set, with its general description just being that it's designed after GKO Leaves. Lustrous Razor. Energy regeneration is increased by X. When the resonance skill hits a target, resonance liberation damage is increased by X. This effect can stack up to X times and last for X seconds. Emerald of Genesis. Energy regeneration is increased by X. When resonance skill hits a target, attack is increased by X. This effect can stack up to X times and last for X seconds. Static Mist. Energy regeneration is increased by X. After performing outro skill, which is when your character leaves the field, attack for party members is increased by X. This effect can stack up to X times and last for X seconds. Abyss Surges. Energy regeneration is increased by X. When resonance skill hits a target, basic attack damage is increased by X. When basic attack hits a target, resonance skill damage is increased by X and lasts for X seconds. Cosmic Ripples. Energy regeneration is increased by X. When basic attack hits a target, basic attack damage is increased by X. This effect can stack up to X times and last for X seconds. Honestly, this set just gives me big Minecraft Diamond vibes with its color scheme. I think it's a bit monotonous that this entire set increases energy regeneration, as they could have done so much more with this. It's the only 5-star set in the game right now, though there might be more, and this is just what we're getting for the beta. The character-specific weapons are probably the ones you've seen the most if you kept up with the game's banners or people pulling on them, and are definitely my favorite. They match the character whether absolutely obviously or just by description, yet they don't look out of place or overly stereotypical. The first character weapon is Verdant Summit, from my baby girl GN, a dragon-themed sword seemingly made of jade. The description claims otherwise. All resonance damage is increased by X. Each time an intro skill or resonance liberation is cast, the damage of the heavy attack is increased by X and can be stacked X times, and the effect lasts for X seconds. 1,000-year-old mountain forms the spine, and the river of 10,000 years forms the blade. The heavens and the earth naturally form this weapon. The blade is unsheathed, and the dragon's roar breaks the sky, and in an instant, the white waves are like mountains. The seawater is shaken, the ground is like ghosts and gods, and it's awe-inspiring for thousands of miles. It's just so pretty. It's so pretty, and it fits him so well. Not just because it has a dragon or it's green, but the entire story.
The woman was too stunned to speak.
The other character weapon we have is for Mama Yin Lin, the String Master. I mean, you can just string me up. While I wouldn't look at it and immediately go, this belongs to Yin Lin, the name and description definitely give it away. All resonance damage is increased by X. After casting Resonance Liberation or Outro skill, the attack is increased by X. The effects are independent and can be stacked up to X layers, and the effect lasts for X seconds. The description reads, Stonard opens, the rope triggers, the sky is condensed, the enemy will be oppressed by the invisible momentum and unable to move. The scar caused by thousands of rapid electricity will never be able to heal. Jesus fucking Christ. It also fits her, again, it fits her so well. The description is literally her attack set. But that was it for all 12 weapon sets. I hope I didn't miscount. This was a lot of reading, and I'm definitely gonna need some water now. But I hope you enjoyed, and please tell me your favorite weapon set down in the comments below if you're still watching. Have a nice day, and bye bye.